Hello, we are from Group 9 and we will be presenting our infographic about the US Food and Drug Administration, also known as FDA. FDA is an important agency that is responsible for protecting the public health by ensuring that food, medicine, vaccines, and medical devices are safe, effective, and properly labeled before reaching the customers. In this infographic, we will explain the history and establishment of FDA, its major roles and responsibilities, and the drug approval process carried out before the medicines are marketed. We also compare the FDA with Malaysia's National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency or NPRA to understand the difference in regulations and also drug policies. Lastly, we also highlight several major drug controversies that has shaped the pharmaceutical regulations and public awareness worldwide. In this presentation, we hope to provide a clearer understanding on how FDA contributes to healthcare safety and consumer protection.
The FDA was established as a result of growing concerns about the safety of food and medicines in the early 20th century. In 1906, the Pure Food and Drugs Act was enacted, laying the foundation for federal regulation. The agency was reorganized in 1927 and officially became the Food and Drug Administration in 1930. Its primary purpose was to protect consumers from unsafe products, misleading claims, and poor quality medicines, while also ensuring products were properly labeled and safe for use. For the roles and responsibilities of FDA, the FDA performs several important functions to ensure public safety. It evaluates and approves medicines before they reach the market, continuously monitor their safety after approval, and manage product recalls when necessary. The agency also inspects manufacturing facilities to ensure compliance with good manufacturing practices, and also regulate biologics such as vaccines, as well as medical devices used in healthcare.
Next, I will compare two important drug regulatory agencies, which are the FDA in the United States and NPRA in Malaysia, especially in terms of drug approval and safety decisions. First, the FDA operates under the US Department of the Health and Human Services (HHS), while the NPRA operates under the Ministry of Health Malaysia. In terms of regulation focus, the FDA mainly emphasizes pre-market product approval, meaning drugs are carefully evaluated before they are allowed into the market. In contrast, NPRA focuses more on the pharmacovigilance, which is continuous monitoring of drug safety after a drug has been approved. This difference can be clearly seen through the specific drug cases involving regulatory decisions by both agencies. For metamizole, also known as diprone, the FDA banned this drug due to the risk of severe blood disorder called agranulocytosis. However, NPRA still approved its use because the benefits are considered to outweigh the risk when proper monitoring is done. For ivermectin, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the FDA only considered limited or off-label use in the specific situations, while NPRA did not approve it for COVID-19 treatment due to limited clinical evidence and safety concerns. Overall, these cases show how FDA and NPRA may reach different regulatory decisions based on their evaluation of drug safety, effectiveness, and public health priorities. Next is three major FDA drug cases by focusing on what actually happened and why each case become a challenge for the FDA. The first one is thalidomide tragedy. In this case, thalidomide was given to the pregnant woman to treat morning sickness. However, it caused severe defects in thousands of the baby, and this became a major challenge because at that time, drug safety testing was still weak and many drugs were not fully tested before being marketed. The FDA review, Francis Kelsey, refused to approve it in the US because there was not enough safety evidence, which show how important strict drug regulation is. Next is OxyContin and opioid crisis. In this case, OxyContin was approved as a painkiller for patients with moderate to severe pain. Later, it was widely misused and became strongly linked to the addictions, overdose, and thousands of deaths. This became a challenge for the FDA because they initially underestimated how addictive the drug could be and relied on claims that it had a lower risk of dependence. As a result, it led to one of the biggest public health crises in the United States. The last one is Aduhelm controversy. In this case, Aduhelm was approved as a treatment for Alzheimer's disease. However, many scientists argue that there was not enough evidence that it actually improved memory or slowed disease progressions. This became a challenge because the FDA had to make the decisions with limited and controversial clinical data. Most advisory experts disagree with the approval, and some even resigned, showing conflict between scientific evidence and regulatory decision-making.
United States Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, uses a strict process to evaluate drugs before they are approved for public use. It begins with laboratory research and preclinical testing on animals to assess basic safety and biological effects. If results are promising, the sponsor submits an investigational new drug application to the FDA before starting human testing. Clinical trials are then carried out in 3 phases. Phase 1 focuses on safety and dosage in a small group of healthy volunteers. Phase 2 evaluates effectiveness and side effects in patients with the disease. And Phase 3 involves a larger population to confirm effectiveness, compare with existing treatments, and further monitoring safety. Once these trials are successful, a new drug application is submitted, which includes all study data, safety results, manufacturing details, and proposed labeling. The FDA then reviews the application, usually taking 6 to 10 months, although the full development process may take around 10 to 15 years. Even after approval, the FDA continues to ensure safety through post-marketing surveillance and pharmacovigilance. This includes Phase 4 studies, which help detect rare or long-term side effects and assesses how the drug performs in real-world conditions. The MedWatch system also supports safety monitoring by allowing healthcare professionals and patients to report adverse reaction. In addition, manufacturers are required to continuously submit safety data to the FDA. And based on all this information, the FDA can take regulatory action such as updating drug labels, issuing box warnings, restricting use, or even withdrawing a drug if serious risks are identified. Regular inspections are also carried out to ensure manufacturing quality and compliance with regulations.
In conclusion, FDA plays an important role in protecting public health through drug approval, safety monitoring, and quality control. This infographic also shows that strict regulations are necessary to ensure that medicines and medical products are safe and effective for the consumers. Overall, FDA helps to maintain safety, quality, and public trust in healthcare system.